was an introverted high school student. I hardly ever spoke up in class and felt uncomfortable in social situations, yet somehow my class voted me most likely to be your best friend. Despite my insecurities and struggles with constantly comparing myself to others, I felt this quiet strength within me, and I knew something was bursting to come out, and I wanted to be a leader. Throughout college, my various internship jobs, and my journey through my master's, I searched everywhere for a blueprint on good leadership. But here's what I found. It was within me all along. My name is Celeste Carbonell, candidate of the Master's in Leadership Development at Chapman University and author of the Digital Impact Dialogue. One night, I'm in my college dorm room and I buried myself in my closet stuffed with clothes and pillows to mute the outside noises. This is my creative zone where the best ideas are born. I feel so safe here in the quiet. I'm finishing up recording the season finale of my first ever podcast, and I hit publish. I remember the next day I'm heading to school in the campus shuttle, and I'm listening to my favorite personal development podcast by Eileen Sue from Lavender, and I hear that they're hiring for a podcast editor. And something in me knew that it was meant to be because I had just taken a podcasting class and I had the skills for it. And Eileen was one of my biggest inspirations, and the opportunity seemed so aligned to my passions for creativity and growth. And I eventually grew to take on content creation and social media marketing for the brand's Facebook and Instagram communities. And this was a pivotal moment because it was when I realized I had a choice to either be swept away by the social pressures and consumerism on social media, or I could be conscious and critical of the content that I was consuming and choose to be a creator, someone who contributed positivity and empowerment on social media. From this new angle in the digital space, I found joy and purpose in writing, art, and creating community, and my world just opened up as I learned how to use social media as a force for good. This happened to be the same year I applied and got accepted into the Master's in Leadership Development program, and I began researching and pondering on this question. What is the impact of the digital world, particularly social media use, on mental health for high school students? Teenagers in high school encounter unique social pressures like fear of missing out, body shaming, bullying, and this can be amplified on social media in their digital lives. There's growing literature both on the positive and negative effects of teenage social media use, but here's what we know so far. Researchers say that adolescents prefer quick and accessible and anonymous ways to find out information about mental health, such as YouTube and Instagram videos. Social media platforms have the potential to inexpensively communicate information and challenge the stigma on mental health. All social media platforms, though, are created uniquely, and this affects the way we use and interact on each network. One key difference is in the way we engage. Moira Burke, a data scientist at Facebook, says that well-being improves over time with active use, which is contributing online via posts, comments, or other forms of communication and expression. However, passive use, which is just sitting back, scrolling, and passively reading our feeds without reacting and responding, tends to be correlated with depressed moods. So what matters is how you use it and who you're interacting with. With these emerging effects, new programs are being created to help youth and teens develop a safe, responsible, and balanced relationship with social media and technology, like the Digital Leadership Curriculum. Digital leadership is the responsible use of technology to learn, create, and participate. This means that What you post on social media impacts not only yourself, but others in your community. Digital leadership is recognizing your responsibility and choosing to make an impact with it. Thinking about who I was as a high school student, I wanted to give back to my community in our younger generations growing up in the age of social media. So I partnered up with my former high school, a community so dear to me, Academies of Education Empowerment, AEE, and their Student Wellness Department to design a resource to empower creative leaders in today's digital world. This is how the Digital Impact Dialogue was born. It is a 24-page workbook that prepares students with the tools to build a team of passionate leaders around hosting a social media campaign to promote digital leadership. It's divided into 3 parts: an informative introduction to the topic, a team building section, and campaign building resources. Inside, students will find individual reflection prompts, team building activities, instructions, and templates to design and plan their campaign for change. The goal of the project is for AEE students to develop a skill set of digital leadership, critical thinking, and mental health awareness. These are the main learning objectives. 1, students will reflect on how to find balance in their digital lives and take care of their mental health. 2, students will collaborate in teams to create a vision for their leadership and change in the community. 3, students will develop the capacity to create a campaign that exercises their creativity to engage their peers in a dialogue about the impact of social media on mental health. In reflection of my journey in the MLD, I learned that leadership isn't about coming to the rescue with the right answers and solutions to save the day. My peers and professors did an excellent job of facilitating learning and critical reflection through open-ended discussion questions, through restorative circles, group analysis, and arts-based projects. I was prompted to develop a critical and creative lens to think outside of the box and challenge dominating narratives. This idea of leadership as reflection and inquiry raises critical consciousness, and this is what helped me carve out the idea of a reflection workbook as my project deliverable. Throughout this whole capstone process, I was introduced to the right questions that helped me reflect on my lived experiences and my inner wisdom. It is my hope that this workbook propels future generations into the same path of leadership, critical reflection, and creative adventure. I envision a future where students are also our teachers. Imagine our youth choosing to take responsibility of their digital lives and then deciding to lead a life of impact with it. They will be co-creators of solutions to these emerging challenges. Not only will they be more engaged in their learning in and out of the classroom, but they will also be invested in helping others do the same. So we can't limit digital use and take away our children's phones forever. Our youth really just need someone to believe in them and trust in them. So thank you to the people that believed in me along the way. Because of your leadership and faith in me, I now believe in myself and I believe in us as a collective. I stand today on the top of another milestone mountain and trace back the lineage of leaders who came before me. I've come to realize that I am one link in a chain of leaders who will continue to inspire more and more leaders down the line. So with that, this capstone is dedicated to my younger sister, Cassidy, who is also an alumni of AEE and a blossoming leader. I continue to be inspired by your strength and triumph in the face of dark times and mental hurdles. I have always believed in you.